Hey, I've got a question for you. What if the biggest threat to your career isn't some fancy AI system, but actually your coworker who's figured out how to use AI better than you have? Seriously, think about that for a second. I know. We've all seen those headlines everywhere. AI is coming for your job. ChatGPT will replace writers. Artists are doomed because of Midjourney. And honestly, I used to worry about this stuff too, but then I realized something that completely changed how I look at this whole situation. Throughout history, new technology has never just straight up replaced humans. That's not how it works. What actually happens is way more interesting. Technology transforms how we work. And that's where things get really fascinating. Let me walk you through what I think is really happening with AI right now, because understanding this might be the most important career move you make this entire decade. When people talk about AI and jobs, they usually fall into one of two camps. Some people are like, AI is going to take all our jobs. We're all doomed. And then other people are like, relax. AI is just a tool. It'll create more jobs than it eliminates. But honestly, both of these views miss what's actually happening right in front of us. The truth is, AI isn't replacing entire jobs. It's replacing specific tasks within jobs. And that changes everything. Let me give you a real example I heard about recently. There were these two lawyers at the same firm. The first lawyer spent about 20 hours manually reviewing documents for a case. Pretty standard stuff, right? But the second lawyer used AI to review those exact same documents in just 2 hours. That freed up 18 hours to develop a way better strategy for their client. Now be honest. Which lawyer do you think got better results? Which one do you think got promoted faster? This exact pattern is playing out in literally every job right now. The real advantage isn't going to AI itself. It's going to the people who figure out how to use AI the best. You know, we've actually been through stuff like this before, just not quite this fast. Remember when spreadsheet software first came out in the 80s? All the bookkeepers freaked out thinking they'd lose their jobs. But what actually happened? The bookkeepers who learned Excel became financial analysts with better jobs, while those who refused to adapt, well, they didn't do so great. Or think about when cameras were invented. Everyone thought painters were done for. But instead, we got entire new art movements. The painters who insisted on only doing photorealistic portraits struggled, while others who explored new forms of expression like Impressionism absolutely thrived. The big difference today is just how fast this is all happening. The spreadsheet revolution took like a decade to really change things. The AI revolution? We're talking months, not years. So, this isn't about whether you'll lose your job in 5 years. It's about whether the person in the cubicle next to you is going to outperform you by next quarter because they figured out how to use these tools. Let's be real about who's actually vulnerable in this new world. It's not the creative thinkers. It's not people with emotional intelligence or empathy. It's not the strategic planners or ethical decision makers. The people who are really at risk are 1. The ones who straight up refuse to adapt. 2. People who don't get how to effectively team up with AI. 3. Those who can't figure out when to use AI and when to rely on their uniquely human skills. You know that person at work who's always like, I'll never use ChatGPT and says it like they're proud of it? Or that manager who just doesn't see the point in learning these new tools? They're not protecting their jobs and they're basically volunteering to become obsolete. And that's kind of sad, because it doesn't have to be that way. From everything I've seen, the most valuable people in the coming years won't be AI experts or traditional workers. They'll be what I call hybrid operators, who figure out how to create this amazing synergy between human and machine. Here's what that actually looks like in real life. Writers who use AI to help with research and outlining, but then apply their human creativity to create insights a machine never could. Designers who use AI for quick mock-ups and inspiration, but apply their taste and judgment to create truly innovative designs. Coders who let AI handle the routine stuff but focus their brain power on architecture and solving novel problems. It's pretty simple when you break it down. Let AI handle the boring, repetitive stuff, and you focus on the creative, strategy, empathetic parts that machines just can't handle. So what does this actually mean for you right now? How do you make sure you're the one leveraging AI rather than getting left behind? Here are 5 things you can start doing literally today. First, take a look at your typical work week. Track your tasks and identify which ones are repetitive, time-consuming, and don't really need your creative judgment. Those are the perfect candidates to try using AI for. Second, start playing around with AI tools relevant to your job. You don't need to become a programmer or anything, but spend like 30 minutes a day just experimenting. It's actually kind of fun once you get into it. Third, work on your prompt skills. Learning how to effectively talk to AI systems is becoming as important as learning Excel was back in the day. The better your prompts, the better your results. Fourth, double down on what makes you uniquely human. Your emotional intelligence, ethical reasoning, creative thinking. These things become more valuable in an AI world, not less. And fifth, don't just use AI once and move on. The people getting the most from these tools are using them iteratively, refining outputs, learning from the process. But honestly, the biggest thing is just your mindset. AI isn't your replacement. It's more like your personal assistant on steroids. Your real competition isn't the technology, it's the person using the technology better than you are. There's one more thing we should talk about that I think is really important. As these AI tools become more accessible, they have the potential to either make inequality worse or democratize opportunity for everyone. If only certain professionals have access to these tools, or only certain people know how to use them effectively, we risk creating new divisions in the workplace. And I don't think anyone wants that. This is why sharing knowledge about effective AI use isn't just about personal advantage. It's about creating a more equitable future of work for everyone. By becoming effective AI collaborators, we get to help shape how these technologies integrate into our workplaces and society. And I think that's pretty cool. So look, the whole AI will take your job story, it completely misses the point. What's really happening is a massive redistribution of value and opportunity toward the people who learn to work with AI effectively. Every major technological revolution has followed this same pattern. What's different today is just how fast it's all happening. So the real question isn't whether AI will replace you. The question is, will you be the person who leverages AI to become irreplaceable? Or will you be outpaced by those who do? The choice and the opportunity is totally yours. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button to join me as we keep exploring the future of AI and how to position yourself for success. In my next video, I'll be breaking down the specific AI tools that are transforming different industries and how real people are using them to get ahead. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.